Our speaker this morning is John Jill. John is a four-year boarding student from Irvine, California. John is the co-founder and co-chair of Students Advocating for Mental Health, co-chair of the DEI Student Leadership Council, and the captain of the varsity boys golf team. He's also the proud roommate of Eddie Lee. John?
Throughout my life, I've always been a curious child. I remember eating lunch with my mom after an exhausting school day in the fourth grade, consisting of running around the field, playing flag football, and completing my multiplication tables in math class. I distinctly remember how cool I thought I looked that day after slicking my hair back in the bathroom. Every so often, I would ask my mother questions I thought were crucial to my existence, such as, is cereal soup? Or are we there yet? Whatever answer she would give to my young self, I would quickly rebuttal with why or we in Korean. It's easy to say that my mother got tired of that really quickly. Yet, my mom always provided me with a more thorough answer. And in retrospect, this positive reinforcement made curiosity one of my long-time and most important skills. I brought my same sense of curiosity to Hill. Granted, I had no idea what I was getting myself into in 2019, traveling across the country to boarding school that I had only visited once, but I found comfort living in lawns of Dell Village with people I would soon call my best friends. Living in a dorm compared to home was quite unfamiliar. For the first few days and weeks, being surrounded by strangers at the time and turning in my phone every night into a plastic basket were different aspects of life that were just expected in a boarding community. But I really didn't get it. Why do I have to turn in my phone on Friday nights? Why do I have breakfast check-in on days I have a sleep in? Why do I have to wear a blazer when it's 80 degrees outside? Why do we even have a wheelchair-accessible bathroom on the second floor of lounge when we don't have an elevator? Bizarre, I thought. Maybe something to keep in mind when building our new dorm across the pitch. With these questions, I often found myself in frustration when I couldn't find an answer or landed on a conclusion that wasn't either always black or white. At Hill, this always seemed to be the case. I would ask, why isn't there air conditioning? To which I would get a response such as, well, our electrical grid can't handle it. Why can't we DoorDash on weekdays? Well, COVID rules. And after COVID, well, security reasons. When is head of school switch day? Oh, wait, that already happened. Why are students getting restrictions for being on other floors? Why are students getting restrictions for being on other floors? Well, you should know that. That's always been in the handbook. Why do we protect certain individuals within our community over others? Well, certain students bring other aspects in our community. Why do certain adults tend to provide ultimatums when challenged in ideology or questioned regarding their choices? Well, you always have a choice to be here at Hill, and you could always choose to leave. These questions always seem to have landed me in the gray area. Regardless of those answers, I found myself looking back towards my past, my upbringing, to when I would ask my mother, why? See, because more often than not, asking questions allow us to challenge existing paradigms, hold each other accountable, and prevent us from falling into patterns of complacency. My close friend and co-chair Cecile and I have asked each other a lot of questions. We've worked together for the past almost 4 years. Why did you indent that paragraph in our SAMH doc like that? When is our next meeting? Why did you forward me that email? How can we engage with our peers more? Why do so many students struggle with loneliness in a place we call family? I remember the constant urge to address these issues and all other issues, answer these questions and all other questions. Putting them above all else, even my own self and well-being, these questions fueled my pursuits throughout my 4 years. As a result, I think it's safe to say that I've worn many hats during my time here at Hill. With each role, I remember a looming sense of urgency, emotions that kept building on top of each other, questions that kept piling up. When I thought one was solved, 5 more followed. No matter how many meetings I had or discussions that have been made, I felt I wasn't doing enough, that I wasn't enough. Frustrated in my own self, I remember fourth form year sitting all alone in front of my computer as the last dredges of sunlight drained from my Foster dorm room window. I wasn't crying, I think. I wasn't emotional, and my face wasn't scrunched. eyebrows unfurlowed, cheeks unflexed, but there were tears uncontrollably streaming down my face. My mind was more occupied by this strange emotional pain that morphed into an unflagging physical sensation than any kind of material sadness. Yet another thing I was working on went awry due to a simple miscommunication. I wasn't angry, just tired and numb. I looked back to who I once was, a little boy who was so hopeful, so curious, and compared him to the person I had become. Someone who couldn't ask a question without fear, doubt, or confusion. At a moment of self-reflection, when I pondered, why am I asking all these questions when all I'm getting back are these gray responses? Why advocate for change when there's nothing else besides pushback? Why ask questions at all? I realized the true purpose of questions isn't finding answers. It's about revealing where our focuses should be, seeing what needs to be fixed, and most importantly, driving us forward, challenging us and our assumptions and biases, and gaining a deeper understanding of ourselves and those around us. I know asking questions is not always easy. It requires vulnerability and a willingness to admit that we don't know everything, but that's okay. I believe it's a gift, a testament to human nature. So I urge you all to embrace the power of asking questions, challenge your assumptions, seek out new perspectives, and never stop learning. Because as long as there's a voice, as long as that you are here, as long as we never stop asking questions, we can truly find who we are. That's what makes us human. At a moment in time when I doubted myself and my curiosity, but it took me a few years to realize that no matter what age, no matter what obstacle, I need to ask questions. I needed to ask questions when I was a child, and I need to ask questions now. So I want to leave you all with one final thing. What questions do you want to bring to this world? Thank you.